Happening now, a community gathering in search of answers. They want to see changes at a busy intersection in West Omaha. It follows a deadly crash.
First Alert 6's Philip Katafamo is live near Millard West High School. Philip, just a tragic story.
Yeah, Brian and Aaron, you can see a pretty good following so far. A good group has shown out and covering a lot of square feet in this area. Late last month, 16-year-old Elise Cole was killed at this intersection, 176th Avenue and Q Street. Now, friends, family, classmates, and neighbors are asking for more enforcement and for the community to slow down on this busy intersection. Now, Omaha Public Works recently conducted a review of the intersection. They tell me there have been 7 reported angle crashes involving westbound vehicles running red lights since 2015, including this recent fatality. Now, that's fewer than any other set intersections they've reviewed. The department did make some changes. They added retroflective yellow backing to the westbound Q Street facing backplates on the signals at 176th. They placed temporary speed feedback signs on Q Street this week to gather data that was shared with law enforcement, and trees on the northeast corner of the intersection are scheduled to get trimmed back. Now, some future plans include monitoring crash patterns and possibly sending out a video analytics service. Now, those videos can identify near misses, speeding, or red light running. Now, the hope is, of course, to make this intersection safe for all that use it. Reporting live in West Omaha, I'm Philip Katafamo, First Alert 6. Back to you.
Big plans. We'll see how that works out. Thank you.